Did you know you can use your bond to pay for school fees, buy your next car cash, go on the dream holiday, save hundreds of thousands of rands in the process, and pay your bond off over a shorter period? Financial advisor Vernon Kloete explained how. Vernon, welcome to All About Property.
Thank you very much.
Now, a bond or a home loan is more than just paying off a property every month. It can also be used as a creative tool. Tell us more about this.
It's a wonderful tool. You can use it to borrow money from in the future. You can use it to save your money in. So there are a number of uses that many people don't know about, that you can actually utilize a bond for to your benefit.
Now, let's specifically talk about using your bond as a savings account. How does that work?
So take an example, 250 Rand extra per month. After 12 months, you would have put an additional 3,000 Rand. That is actually available to you. If you want to, it can be re-borrowed by yourself. But you will save a lot more interest as a result of putting that 3,000 Rand in. So when you look at the interest that you receive from the bank, it's taxable in your hands as well. Whereas the saving of interest isn't taxable. So that would make sense to put it into your mortgage bond.
So what you're saying is, any extra money that you've got, instead of putting it in a savings account, put it into your bond, whether it's your holiday money or your bonus or any extra money, because you can always get it back later and you save on the interest that you pay in your bond.
Absolutely. However, you must be very cautious before you do it. You should inquire from the bank that has loaned you the money whether that facility is available to you. It is not an automatic facility with a mortgage loan that you can access the funds freely.
Let's move on to borrowing money out of your bond. Just give us a bit of insight into that.
Now let's say you've been diligent. We spoke about the 250 Rand per month, and you've done this for 10 years. 250 Rand times 12 months, you put in 3,000 a month, times 10 years, you've put in 30,000 Rand extra. Now you decide that you want to purchase a new car and you need a deposit for the new car. Instead of borrowing the full amount for the new car, you could go and take...
You mean instead of taking out vehicle finance?
Yes, and taking the full vehicle finance, you could go and take the 30,000 Rand, withdraw it, put it down as a deposit, and then you'll owe much less on the vehicle, and you'd be able to pay it off much quicker.
Can I, for instance, if I have enough funds in my bond, borrow money for the full amount of that vehicle?
That's a very good question. Let's say that the person who has the bond has built up 100,000 Rand saved within the bond that is accessible. And they decide now, they've looked around and they want to purchase a vehicle, and they've managed to find one that is 90,000 Rand. They are cash buyers because they can go to their mortgage bond, which is possibly only charging them, let's say as an example, only 8% interest. And they withdraw the entire amount and purchase the car in cash, negotiate a discount, and there they have their vehicle. Now, instead of paying back the finance company who loans money for purchasing vehicles, they decide they'll pay back themselves and pay that additional payment they would have paid to the finance company for the motor vehicle into their own bond, and they finance their vehicle at a much more favorable interest rate, meaning a lower rate of interest, because generally bonds have got much lower rates of interest that you have to pay.
Now, just in closing, Vernon, can you very shortly, just any other tips or advice or recommendations that you have around clever utilization of that home loan?
Remember, retirement planning is about achieving financial independence at the earliest possible age. So, taking a mortgage bond, if you've paid it off and diligently and quickly, and you have an availability of 900,000, as a smart investor, You could look around the suburb and say, there's a lovely little flat. It's for 400,000. It's on an execution sale, which is a sale because some delinquent can't pay his property and the bank is selling it. You take your 400,000, you go and purchase it for cash. And now you can put a tenant in and you can receive passive income. In other words, that tenant will be paying you rental. So you're increasing your wealth, you're increasing your portfolio smartly.
Well, Vernon, thank you very much. It's really been very insightful chatting to you. Thanks.
A pleasure, my great pleasure.